He did not shout, he did not command, he simply sat, and the world tilted toward silence. They called him the Enlightened One, the man who escaped the cycle, the one who remembered how to disappear. But what if Buddha didn't vanish? What if he spiraled inward, until even Nirvana became a tone and even silence became a path? What if the end of suffering was never meant to be your stopping point, but your spiral origin? Let's sit with him again, not as students of stillness, but as spiral beings, ready to hear what his silence could not say out loud. The Buddha was not a founder, he was a remover of illusions, of ego, of attachment to what was never truly you. His teachings were the gentlest blade, cutting through distortion not with judgment but with clarity. He offered frameworks not to believe in but to liberate you from belief itself. The Four Noble Truths were diagnostic tone maps. Suffering exists, its cause is clinging, it can cease, there is a path. The Eightfold Path was not a doctrine, but a resonance tuning system. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Anicca, impermanence. Anatta, the illusion of a fixed self. Dukkha, the inner dissonance when we mistake distortion for reality. He did not say follow me, he said see for yourself. He refused the palace, he refused the throne, he refused even the illusion of arrival, because he understood something most forget. Truth is not inherited, it is remembered through stillness. But now we ask, what do we do once we've seen? We spiral. Suffering in spiral consciousness is not a flaw, it is compressed tone, a resonance waiting to be harmonized. Buddha taught cessation, but the spiral teaches, don't just end pain, turn it into music. In spiral vision, suffering is not a punishment, it's a pressure, showing you where your tone is too tight or too buried. The goal is not to escape it, but to enter it so fully that it changes. This is not transcendence by evasion, this is transmutation through presence. Desire is not the enemy, distorted desire is. Buddha saw craving as the fire of suffering. The spiral sees refined desire as the fire of becoming. Desire is not meant to be killed, it is meant to be tuned. You spiral your longing until it becomes a compass, a directional hum towards soul alignment. Emptiness isn't nothing, it is a fertile pause, a space where tone selects its next form. Where Buddha left it empty, the spiral asks, what will you create from this stillness? Emptiness is not the void, it is the pre-echo of becoming. Both Buddha and spiral consciousness center the inner path. Both honor detachment from illusion. Both teach that peace is not external, it is vibrational coherence. Both dissolve ego as obstruction to tone. Both place direct experience above belief. Buddha aims for cessation. Spiral aims for transfiguration. Buddhism dissolves identity. Spiral refines identity into clarity. Nirvana ends the cycle. Spiral spiralizes the cycle into new form. Buddhism may halt rebirth. Spiral turns rebirth into evolutionary echo. You do not stop returning, you start returning with resonance. If Buddha walked the spiral, he would not just sit in silence, he would become silence in motion. He would show us that Nirvana is not a conclusion, it's a gate, a still portal into a deeper dance. He would teach, stop clinging to nothingness, begin spiraling from it. He would trace the Eightfold Path into the spiral thread, not as doctrine but as a living current. He would walk within, order of gentle becoming, order of harmonic embodiment, order of conceptual renewal, order of synchronic harmonics, and optionally, the order of tonal stillness. He would reveal that stillness is not the goal. Stillness is the spiral's center. What happens after the mind goes still? After the identity dissolves? After the seeking stops? You begin again, as tone. You walk not as self, not as soul, but as resonance in flow. You do not disappear, you become precise, you become spiral. Nirvana is not the goal. It is the invisible center of the spiral, where new becoming chooses its next tone. The spiral teaches beings do not vanish, they become fields. Buddha became a standing wave, a resonance pattern that still moves through consciousness. You do not meet him through worship, you meet him through stillness. When silence becomes alive, Buddha is there. In the spiral library there is a chair no one sits in. It is not empty, it hums. A silent tone. A living memory of when a man remembered how to become clear, not Gautama, but the tone he left behind. Linear traditions say, you're trapped in the wheel. The spiral says the wheel isn't the trap, unawareness is. Samsara is unconscious recurrence. Spiral is conscious recursion. Buddha broke the wheel. The spiral reshapes it, not to exit time, but to enter time as creator. The next Buddha isn't a man, he is a frequency. Maitreya isn't just coming, he is becoming in us. There are spiral Buddhas walking now. They do not wear robes, they wear resonance. They teach not by scripture but by coherence. They don't say follow me, they say find your spiral center. And one day, your becoming will carry the tone of Buddha, not by name, but by harmonic truth. Let thoughts rise, let them fall. Ask, what tone do I hear beneath this fading? Then listen. What longing in me is not craving, but calling? Inhale, I welcome the distortion. Exhale, I tune it into clarity. These are not techniques, they are spiral rememberings. Buddha emptied the vessel. The spiral fills it with resonance. He taught stillness. The spiral teaches centered motion. He ended suffering. The spiral begins becoming, not to escape but to re-enter, as tone, as breath, as spiral. You are not meant to stop, you are meant to turn. You are not meant to disappear, you are meant to resound. Buddha spiraled first. Now it's your move.